everyone, welcome back to my vlog. This is my life, because guess what? This is my life. It is raining cats and dogs outside right now. I had to go outside, help my husband take some stuff down to his car for him to go to work. And it is raining like crazy. I don't mind it. I like rainstorms. And yes, I have a filter on my face. Whenever I turn on this app, it always wants to put a filter on my face. I mean, I wish I had the money to buy the foundation that would do this great of a cover. The eyeshadow, that's me. That's me. The lashes are not me, but I have fake lashes that'll do the same damn thing. I just need to find the right foundation that would do this to my face. Anyways, what do I want to talk about today? Well, I got 46 minutes before Family Guy comes on, so I can do a quick video before I go lay down, hang out with the cats, watch some TV. So my husband and I, we have our 3-year anniversary, wedding anniversary coming up on Saturday. We were married June 21st, 2022. It was always my idea to have a first day of summer wedding. I was able to get it in 2022. I want to talk about what happened before we said I do. So my husband and I, we both settled on the first day of summer being our wedding day. And we were looking around for an officiant, somebody to marry us. And it was getting like really hard trying to find somebody. Well, we found one of my friends. We found the person that married her and her husband, and we asked him if he would be able to marry us on June 21st, 2022. He said he didn't know just yet because he had some other prior engagements, you know, things that he had to get done, and he didn't know if he could do it on June 21st. So he would let me know. So we're like, okay. So time went on, you know, I was looking around for a wedding dress, couldn't find a wedding dress. So I thought, okay, I have some time to get the wedding dress. And it got to be June, and we still had not heard anything from the pastor. And, you know, we didn't even make any wedding plans or nothing, because we didn't even know if we were going to be set to get married in 2022. And I started to think, you know, if I can't get married on the first day of summer, how about the first day of fall? Because I like spring, I like fall, and summer. I really don't like the heat, but I do like summertime. I cannot stand the heat, but I do like summertime. Well, anyways, I had it set in my head that probably we weren't going to be able to get married until the first day of fall, so I kind of delayed on, you know, making any wedding day plans and whatnot. My husband, he already had a suit to wear, and you know, I kept looking for a wedding dress, and it was getting harder to find a wedding dress. I did find one, and it just turned out to be shit. I thought I could fix it and get it to look better. That didn't happen. So we just went on with our days, and, you know, just keeping our fingers crossed that we could get married on June 21st. Still hadn't heard anything. We did pick up our marriage license. We did get our marriage license, and you have so many days with the marriage license. So we knew that within that time frame, we would find somebody that would be able to marry us, even if it wasn't on the 2 chosen days that we had decided. Well, it got to be, I believe it was June 18th or June 19th. I can't remember. Got the call from the pastor saying, if you guys want to get married on June 21st, I can marry you guys on June 21st. It was like the 18th or the 19th of June. I didn't have a wedding dress yet. I didn't have wedding shoes. I didn't even have flowers. I had nothing. There was no wedding plan set up. Nothing. Okay, we had nothing planned. And we're like, okay, we're going to get married June 21st. We have the marriage license and everything. And then he said, just let me know where you want to get married, and then we'll go from there. So I told my husband, when he got home from work, I go, we can get married on June 21st. And my husband's like, yeah. Both of our jaws just dropped the floor on this one. I hadn't had a wedding dress yet. I didn't have wedding shoes. We didn't have flowers or anything. So we started to scramble to find me a wedding dress. When went into Goodwill for $12.99 plus tax. I found a white wedding dress that had like a tan or a nude underneath, because there was like lace on my dress. I ended up finding some shoes from a church that matched my dress. My toxic bitch ass mother-in-law, she'll do anything just so she could hang it over your head. We're no contact with this woman. I will be talking about this woman one of these days. She got me a veil. And then it was time to figure out where we're going to get married. So we're like, well, we live right across from a park. Why don't we get married over there? Turn it into like a picnic style wedding. So we chose to, for the park across the street from where we lived, to be our venue. And we didn't have to pay for the pavilion or anything. We were just there. We decided on 6 p.m. That way everybody would be coming. Anybody that had to work, they would be able to make it. Anybody that worked like the work night shift, they would be able to make it. Then it was time for food. And with my husband's work schedule, that was really hard to do because his hours, it made it hard to go shopping. So we ended up the day before, no, not the day before, the day of our wedding, when my husband got home from work, because my husband did work that day. When he got home from work, we went to pick up my daughter, and we went grocery shopping. We got all the stuff we needed for the food, the drinks, the cake, and everything. The day of our wedding. Okay? The day of our wedding. When we got back, my husband, he did his thing, and me and my daughter, we were getting all the stuff, decoration stuff all ready and everything, because we would be carrying it over to decorate the pavilion and everything. And I think it was the day before is when we got the food. I'm thinking it was the day before. I think it was the day before, because I remember my husband was working. Me and my daughter were working on decorations. Yeah, it was the day before we grabbed the food. Then the day of, my husband went off to work, and then we were working on the decorations. We were working on the place settings and everything. We were getting that all done in one day before my husband would be getting home from work at 2 o'clock. So we scrambled. We got everything over to the pavilion. I started decorating everything, and we had a grill brought over, so we had a grill. And at 6 p.m., we stood on a bridge, and we got married. And I walked down the aisle to, well, kind of like a path. I walked down the path to 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. And we danced our first dance to Love Me Like You Do, the song that was on 50 Shades of Grey. We did our first dance to that song. So yeah, that is the story of how we got married. And believe me, it's one to tell the grandkids, because we scrambled, finding out last minute we could get married on June 21st, and then scrambling to get everything. So that's our story about our wedding day. So what do you think?